Welcome back Pythonians. Let's continue with the series of the Python. Now we had talked about what is Python and how to install the Python in your machine. Now it's the time to do the actual stuff. And the first step is to open the IDE. And if you remember, I had I am going to use the VS Code, but we are starting from the beginning, so we are going to use the Python IDE that comes with the Python. And this is your Python shell, or you can call it a Python prompt. But the first thing is why to write a code. We are living in this world where the most of the machines are work by the computers. But how they perform the work? We give them a command which they execute. But how can you talk with the computers? First, we should know the language of the computer. But the computers know the language of the hardware language. That means 0 and 1. That means binary language. But we can't talk in the 0 and 1s. So there should be a language that can be both. That means we can talk in the English and that will convert in the binary. So the Python is actually not the English language. It is the intermediate between the English and the binary. First, when you write the code in the Python, the interpreter in your Python that will check the line by line in your code, it has any error or not. When there is no error in the code, that will convert it into a bytecode in the Python virtual machine, and that will convert it into a hardware language. That means binary. As we had talked about the Python is the simplest language. So we'll do simply 3 plus 2. And yes, it's giving a 5. Now we love maths, so we are going to do all arithmetic operations like 9 minus 8. It should give 1. Yes, it's giving a 1. Now do a multiplication. 4 into, let's see, 5. It's giving a 20. Now let's do a division. Let's do 6 divided by 3. It is giving a 2.0. 2.0 is a float value. So means if you are writing a 3 or 4 or 5, that are the integer values. And when you write 1.0 or 2.4 or 5.6, that are the float values. And this 6 divided by 3, it's giving a float value 2.0. To get an integer value by the division, you have to just do a 6 divided by 3. That is called as the float division or integer division. That will give a integer value 2. Now let's see, it can perform multiple operations. Just 3 plus 4 into 5. It is giving a 23. As you know, 5 into 4, 20. 20 plus 3, 23. But first we want to execute 3 plus 4 and then it multiply by 5. Then we can use a bracket here. You can here write 3 plus 4 into 5. Yes, it's giving a 35. If you want to print a remainder of any division, you can use the modulus operator. This is called as a modulus operator. You can just do 6 modulus operator and 5. You can get a 1 remainder value. If you want to print a string, you can just do it just like that. You have to just do a single quote or double quote, and inside that you have to type a string. Actually, a string is a set of characters. Here Ganesh is a collection of characters, that is a string. Here you can use a single quote or double quote. I am using a double quote and it is giving the same output, Ganesh. Here you can use a single quote also, Ganesh, and it is giving the same output. If you do just like that print function, and inside that you are typing a such string, it will not give a quotes in the output. Actually, print is the inbuilt function in the Python. It has its own function. It prints the value in the console window. If I do such thing, print, and inside that I am using a single quote and I am typing it's my machine, and it's giving an error. It is only reading it as a string and not the remaining one. So you have to do a such thing, print. You have to use a double quote outside, and here you can do single quote. Print, it's my machine. So it's giving us same output, it's my machine. So you have to be careful for that. If you use the double quote on the outside, you have to use the single quote inside, and if you are using the single quote outside, you have to use the double quote inside. But what if I want to print any path of any directory, such like d doc and new one. Here you can see d documents and only it printing a ew, and it is on the new line. Here a slash n has a new meaning. It means it redirect you to the new line. Slash t means tab, and if you write slash n, it means new line. I will show you. If you write print programming with Ganesh, and here I am using a slash t, and I am copying it, and you can see the output programming with, and here is the tab. Here if I use n, you can see programming with Ganesh. Ganesh is on the new line. So if you want to print as it is here, so you can use a raw string. Here you have to just write r, and it will print as it is value. So let's do some fun with the string. So if I write here Ganesh plus, and here I am using programming, what will it print? It will concatenate the two strings. Plus sign here will concatenate the two strings. What if I write here a Ganesh and I want to print it 5 times? I will just do Ganesh into 5. It will print the Ganesh value 5 times. So that's for the today. I hope you like it. Thank you so much.